Man, this podcast is gonna be dead in one episode. So
All right, and that's
Yeah.
don't even bother with an intro or anything. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
That'll be the intro.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Outlap. I'm DriveThrough, and I am happy to announce to the exclusive set of people that have been given access to this episode, I'm working on a podcast. I really just wanted to take the conversations that I have with my friends and put it into something that a whole lot more people can enjoy. And this is still in early stages. A little bit clunky in this episode, and it's not quite as smooth as I'd like to get it, but that's what this limited release is for. So featured on the episode number 0 of the Outlap, myself, DriveThrough, alongside Rusty Walrus, CH14, CodyHGaming, and Ed Soundhead. It's meant to be just a fluid conversation. We can start the podcast off with whatever recent motorsport events of the week, although we chose a week with some pretty disappointing motorsporting events. But we start from there and we just let the conversation flow. I want this to just be a free form kind of, just a long conversation. We go wherever we go and we take you along with us. So please, as you're listening, let me know what you think, because I'm really curious what you guys think about long form content, this primarily audio format. So please, as you're listening, leave some comments, leave likes, leave dislikes. Honestly, if you don't like it, that's fine. Just let me know what you don't like about it. We're trying to make this show the best we can. That being said, I really do hope you enjoy episode number 0, the test episode of the Outlap. We talk about the K&N race at Sonoma. We talk about Matt DiBenedetto. We talk paint schemes. We talk about the rise and fall of Furniture Row, the Xfinity Championship, the hardest crashes ever in NASCAR, the Danica Patrick shoe incident, and of course, whether or not you can jump a wall at the Charlotte Roval. Enjoy.
All right, so are we starting off with the Cup race, IndyCar, Formula One, K&N West? What are we talking about?
Let's go chronological. How about K&N? Because
okay,
K&M was the best race this weekend.
it might be.
by far the most entertaining. Not even close.
Well, as long as you have something to do during the last hour of it, because those were a very long, 10 laps or whatever.
Yeah, it was like a 4-hour, I think, race total, wasn't it?
God, I only watched
Wait,
it from
really?
the halfway break onwards.
4-hour K&N race.
Yeah, because they just kept wrecking, and even if it was one car backwards, sort of off the track, even they threw a caution for it at a road course, so that took a long time. And then someone backed it into the tires and screwed up the wall, and then they had to throw another caution to fix that.
Yeah.
Color me
Red
shocked.
flag.
A bunch of 17-year-olds backed by parents' fundings and Billy Bumfuck from wherever start wrecking all the time. Color me shocked.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of the field was Cup guys.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, I did think it was cool that, at least from what I saw, the Cup guys, Xfinity guys didn't take out the points, the series regulars. They didn't take those guys out. It was just kind of like they were mashing each other up front.
Yeah, it was almost like a multi-class race, where it's there's the pro class and then the amateur class. The pros were kind of at the front mixing it up. Or, I mean, Gregson got into them a little bit when he was working his way back up the field. He did move a few dudes out of the way.
And you know how cool multi-class NASCAR would be? Just one long race and you got trucks and Cup cars and Xfinity cars all on the same track? That would be awesome.
Well, that's what's been kind of making some of these races interesting this year is just the lap traffic kind of getting in the way. And we all hate to see it, but it makes it a little bit more entertaining up front.
And we saw it especially at the end of the Cup race at Sonoma, when it was all right, who's going to get around this dude better than the other? And the gap would sort of
Bubba
fluctuate.
Wallace, totally.
Yeah. Bubba Wallace almost junks the car trying to get out of Martin Truex Jr.'s and Kyle
That
Busch's
would have
way.
been real bad.
Imagine he would have spun it and looped it, and then that would have brought out the caution.
That would have been such a Bubba thing to happen, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, we go from this K&N race, which ended up being kind of a downer because they stole the win from Priest. I mean, just straight up.
Yeah, it was
That was some
the green
nonsense.
flag was waving.
And like, I get it if he's jumping the restart by several seconds, and it's like, all right, well, he's clearly gained an advantage. It's like, no, he's not.
Yeah, like
It
how
was
you
close. It was close.
It was
how
close.
you gonna call Ryan Priest but not call Joey Logano if you? How you gonna do that?
But when it's close, I don't think they should be like throwing a huge penalty on him. Where did he end up finishing?
I agree.
Pretty far back.
Yeah, he lost all his spots.
Well, the crazy thing is, I think we all forget. Like, even was it Hemrick that got by him on one of those 12 restarts at the end, and is actually checking out a little bit, and then the caution came out again.
Yeah, wasn't that when Haley Deegan like destroyed that one dude's existence?
Straight murdered him, dude.
Yeah. Like she was going through the S's. She was like, I don't care, wreck him, dump him. He's done.
Oh my God, Priest was classified in 20th.
Yuck.
Ouch.
That
That's
is
an oof.
bad.
That's almost as bad as getting turned like in the final corner for second place.
No one understands that reference, Caleb.
Not just being Caleb and just being garbage.
Why is Cody? Where did he go? He's dead.
Yeah, I was just thinking about
He's
Cody.
whacking it.
I did
Jeez.
not watch that K&N race, so I just had nothing to contribute.
I don't think you can go and go back and watch it, can you? It's
No,
No,
it's
it was yeah. It was
a one-time thing. One-time thing.
Live
You
only, I
experience
guess.
it or miss it.
Oh, someone
Fans'
recorded it.
Choice
It'll be posted
TV.
somewhere.
I experienced it. I enjoyed it.
I didn't experience it. I didn't watch it.
Did we ever find out if that was like the first time in NASCAR history they threw the black flag, the yellow flag, the green flag, and I feel like there was another flag mixed.
That was
in
great
there
because I
the
think at
end.
one point there's the two guys on the flag stands, and one of them's waving two different flags because they don't have enough people to wave all these flags around.
That was a first. That's a first.
What a mess.
But I still I love Noah Gregson's celebration when he was doing that. He was drifting through like the carousel and he was trying to find a fence to
Puking.
climb. Yeah, and that random fan that climbed over to meet him at the fence to give him the handshake. I love that.
Something tells me if climbing the fence makes you throw up all the time, then maybe you shouldn't.
You do pose a good point.
He said he like holds his breath or something on the restarts.
What?
And that's what causes it.
It's like a sniper focusing to get his shot.
Oh, I just cut off circulation in my brain. Yeah, cool. Neat.
Yeah. That would explain some of the moves he's made in the truck or in the Xfinity this year. Goddamn.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping super close to the Xfinity season this year because it's kind of not that
Yeah,
exciting.
it's trash.
He hasn't been doing well though, has he?
Not really for
Yeah.
like a defending champions car. Or no, it's not even defending champions car. For Elliott Sadler's car, not doing.
Well, he's been compared to like Zane Smith and the other guys that have hopped in the 8 car. He's consistently ran behind that 8 car.
Oh,
Well, I was just saying at Iowa, Noah went a couple laps down. Since I was at the track, I didn't hear how his tire strategy compared to other people, and he drove from like 20th all the way up to what was it,
Sixth.
second or third or fourth, yeah, 6 on different tires. So and then at the mile and a half track a couple weeks ago, with a beat up mangled car and fuel strategy, finished second. So he is getting better positions lately, but as far as the mid race, early part of the race, he's got to pick up the form quite a bit. I got nothing but good things to say about Noah. He does everything right. I love it. I love it.
Well, yeah, because you're a Noah
Twitter
Gregson fan.
has left the chat.
Yeah. At random racing female Twitter account.
I
has left the
mean,
channel.
I was at the race where he just dumped his teammate in the last corner and gave the win to Justin Haley.
Canadian Tire Motorsports and Tinspurs.
I'm sure you guys have seen. He's posted like I feel like every couple months it resurfaces on his own Twitter account where he'll tweet out videos of prior passes in that race, and he actually set up that pass like 4 or 5 different times earlier, and it's the last lap.
It's true.
It's the last
No, you're
corner.
right. And he kind of
just-
had to do it, but at the same time, it's like that's a
You just
teammate.
you just have to do it to him. But
Oh,
yeah,
that's a teammate.
Yeah.
Yikes.
that's going to be a trailer call from Kyle Busch on Monday. He's going to be like, sir, no.
Maybe he wants to win a
If
little
it
too
is, yeah.
badly.
Well, if
Oh,
he
when
wants
the
to
checker-
win, then he's bad at doing it.
Well, it's kind of like a cool trend when the checker flag's in sight for him. He's like going all out, sending it and doing what it takes. I mean,
Yeah, no, I see what you mean.
He's gonna
Well, the
win or
difference
wreck the car
is
trying.
that people like Noah Gragson are bad at it, whereas like Ross Chastain's actually good at doing that. You know,
True.
Has Chastain had
Oh,
any
Grayson's
like
just-
final turn sends?
He's been really good at like blocking and defending on the track, especially in the trucks. It's been pretty cool to watch.
There was that the stage win last week.
Oh yeah,
I
where
think
he
the end of
took it
stage
3 wide
one.
on the
Yeah,
outside.
that was a cool
Yeah.
move. He just sends it around the outside, coming on the line. I mean, it wasn't an actual win, but still.
Plus, it was in
cares
an
about
illegal
stages?
truck. Illegal truck, big rip.
He's gonna make the playoffs. He'll be all right.
Oh yeah, he's got to pass Corey
Yeah, win
Roper.
the championship.
Yeah, he's
Is he
easy
good-
championship win.
Is he gonna win the championship though?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who else are you taking? Who else?
Ben Rhodes, Grant Enfinger,
Yeah, right.
Or
Johnny
Sauter? Sauter.
And Sauter's,
Johnny Sauter.
bro, I like Johnny Sauter. Johnny Sauter ain't gonna win a damn championship again. Watch, I know him too well. He'll somehow fail to do it. It's him and the Thor Sport way.
Austin Hill will take him out at Homestead.
Besides Matt Crafton, has ThorSport ever won a truck championship?
It's a good question.
That's a racing reference question right there.
Can you go racing reference by teams though?
I believe
Yeah,
so.
yeah, you can.
Hey,
I've done it for Joe Gibbs Racing before.
Yeah.
To look at that 2016 Power Team.
I don't know how
Joe
I
Gibbs
can
Racing.
do that.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I can go by owners.
Who won the championship in 2016? Ken?
Johnny Sauter didn't he?
Yeah, Johnny Sauter. That was his first year with GMS.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was referencing the cup side.
Shut up, man. Okay. I don't like to talk about it.
Jimmy's a punk. He
Yeah,
didn't deserve
that
title.
That finish still hurts me. I was so rooting for Carl.
that was such a proof of like maybe this kind of one race championship
Yeah.
thing isn't the best because
Yeah, we got to revisit that.
Jimmy was a solid
I
third in that
forgot
championship.
who would have won the championship. Who would have won the championship for
Carl.
that format? Was
Probably
it?
Carl if he was able to
Dude,
stay.
that was Carl's championship, man.
Yep.
Dude,
And he blew it.
I mean,
I'm gonna
who
cry
was it who
again.
spun?
Cocked himself.
Caused that caution?
Logano. Oh,
No,
you're
no.
talking about the yellow.
Yeah.
It was just the Phantom debris, right?
no, it was Ricky Stenhouse.
Stenhouse,
spun.
that's who it was.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Oh, Recky.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
It's a two-time
believe
Cup
we've done
winner,
this.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Looking at it, and I do not see any
Asterisk.
championships besides Matt Crafton's 2. So, rest in peace, ThorSport.
You want to send me a link to that page?
And Thorsport has been kind of down in the dumps ever since they had that that fire that burned down there, like coal everything.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot
that'll
about
do
that.
When was that?
And then they just started to bounce back, like over the last year, really.
It's by owner and truthful.
Maybe last
Oh, okay.
year and a half
What-
or two.
Did Rico Abreu join the team before or after that fight?
Before.
I think it was like right around or yeah.
When was that fire? Because he did. I think
I won't say that was like
2016
Yeah,
he
after-
did the full season.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in that
Whatever.
98, the safe flight truck.
2015 he did 2 races. What? Oh, that wasn't ThorSport.
Remember when? Yeah. Because I know he was in the 98. I remember
Yeah.
that. And he never won a race, didn't he? Did he?
Wrecked, didn't he?
He only listed as 2 crashes here.
Oh.
But yeah, he didn't do great. He only got a couple of top 5s.
One was at Dega.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true.
And wasn't the other at Eldora?
You're right. Yeah, Dagan and Eldora. That's kind of sad
So,
though.
yeah, of course he'd do good at the dirt track, though.
Well, they still bring him
Back
back for the. I mean, at least 2 years ago they brought him back for Eldora.
I mean, they should. He's
Can we just
Good luck.
remember how bad Cody was? Oh my god. Looking over at his stats, in 53 truck races, he got 1 top 5.
Woof.
And that's in ThorSport equipment. And like, keep in mind, ThorSport isn't the best, but it's still not shabby.
ThorSport, wasn't that GMS?
He was with GMS last year, but he was with ThorSport in the 13 before that. Because last year he was in the number 2 Jegs
Yeah.
truck, and the year before that he was in the 13.
Imagine being sponsored by Jegs.
Honestly,
What's wrong with
Pretty much
Jegs?
guaranteed to be a bust if you get sponsored by Jegs.
All right, where's that coming from? Wait, what is this? What's wrong with Jegs?
Look at the stats, dude. I'm telling you.
Who else has had
Jegs
Jegs?
is a co-sponsored.
Anybody who gets sponsored by Jegs probably sucks, dude.
I just think of Kenny Wallace.
Yeah,
I think
that's
of
what I'm
Kenny in
thinking
the
of.
dirt car. Right?
All right, maybe exclude
didn't
Kenny.
Jeb
Everybody
Burton-
else sucks.
Didn't Jeb Burton get a full-time Jag sponsor?
What are you thinking, Jeb Burton?
Well, I'm just remembering names.
Yeah.
Kyle Busch apparently
Oh
drove a
my
Jegs
God.
truck once. What about him?
And he
No,
didn't
Bush
win.
is like though he gets a pass on everything.
Remember when Cody Coughlin drove for Kyle Busch Motorsports and did worse than Todd Gilliland does now?
That was a cool looking truck though.
Well, yeah, it was.
Ed, are you eating in the
Yeah.
damn podcast? I'll take
No
that as a
response.
yes.
It's the big debut episode. He's got the chip bait.
God, oh Lord,
That's gonna be a cut.
that's a fat cut right there. Ed,
Yeah.
shut up. All
I
right,
think Cody Coughlin needs to go to the 90,
the 90 what now? You keep getting cut off.
the 95. Matt DiBenedetto, replace him.
Oh, there's a big
CodyHGaming
talking point.
needs to go to the 95.
So Matt DiBenedetto gets a top 5 at Sonoma when it was kind of like his ass is on the line this season.
Yeah.
Man, fuck Matt DiBenedetto.
Well, I feel like the only notable run he's had this year was Daytona, and then he got taken out.
He didn't even get taken out. He just doesn't know how to handle.
He got taken out.
He got taken out.
What? Imagine having that wrong of an opinion.
He's had some bad finishes. That was his only
That was his
only top
5,
10.
top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy cow.
That's what I don't understand. Is like, how are you gonna take this equipment out? I know it's not it's not what Furniture Row had.
Yeah,
last
it's
year,
still-
but it's not.
We're talking
it's not
about
shabby.
Levine family racing here.
And a road course race that stayed green aside from the stages,
Yeah.
nonetheless. So that was basically a top 5 purely out of talent.
Still, I mean, what's his average finish this year? It's like
23.2.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jesus.
So I just looked it up for comparison because I didn't know where Bubba was at. I was like, if he's right near Bubba, that's kind of spooky. But Bubba has a 26.6.
Oof.
but does he deserve to stay in the 95 if they want to turn
No,
that into
no,
a Joe
no
Gibbs
way.
thing?
Well, if
No way.
Christopher Bell's available, baby, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't see how in any situation you'd look at Christopher Bell and having him in a ride, and then look at Matt DiBenedetto and having him in a ride and keeping Matt DiBenedetto. Like, maybe it's like a 2-car part-time 59 type thing for Matt DiBenedetto, but other than that.
It's kind of sad. It's like his biggest career break is sort of a ticking time
Well,
bomb.
yeah. It's if he doesn't, put more results up, because with Christopher Bell, that is, that's some top talent that you have there, and Matt DiBenedetto, I hate to break it, is just he's kind of average,
I mean, he always he's
So,
I don't think we know that though. I don't think we know that.
dude has had opportunities with Joe Gibbs Racing, has made like nothing out of him. Granted, that was a long time ago. But still, I mean, he's 27 years old, and that's young, but for how NASCAR is right now, it's kind
I
of.
feel like he is kind of destined to be a mid to rear field kind of guy.
Yeah, like he reminds me of almost like Michael McDowell type thing, where
Yeah.
he's never really just been that good. Like maybe a breakout win here or there, but I don't see anything.
A win from him?
Well,
I'd be surprised.
I mean, he should be kind of looking at like what Chastain has been doing the last couple of years and just getting as many rides as possible. I feel like and getting laps. I don't know.
If I were
if
in
he-
Matt DiBenedetto's shoes, I would totally just go down like a higher equipment ride in the Xfinity Series or Truck Series or something like that.
Probably get it too.
Yeah, because I mean, if you remember back to a few years ago, Ross Chastain, his career, he bust. done for, and like in the Cup Series, it looked like he was just done because he was destined to stay with JD, and then he took down he went with premium and rides like that, and look where he is.
Matt DiBenedetto has never started a truck race.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Wow.
Yeah, looking at it, full time in Xfinity 2009 and on.
Yeah, that was with Joe Gibbs back in. He did Canon and stuff. He was a JGR developmental driver.
Oh yeah, he was driving the 20 for like part time.
Oh,
I
take that
saw-
back. It wasn't full time.
Yeah.
It wasn't full time.
He wasn't full time, but he drove after Joey Logano left. That's when he went to the 20. I actually watched him race at Nashville.
Just to correct myself, he ran one race in 2009, 6 in 2010, 7 2012, 6 2000.
And then 2014, that's when he started to go.
I hadn't heard of him until like the last few years.
Yeah, he was kind of like an under the radar type.
Oh god, yeah. In 2014, he was in the TMG car, and just starting parking.
Yeah. 2016, who is he with that year?
TriStar starting parks.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is sad to watch. Just looking at he did 2 laps, parked it, 4 laps,
all
4
red.
laps, 3 laps. It's just like he was a starting park driver. I love the idea of this underdog guy coming up, catching these breaks, moving up the ladder.
That's Ross Chastain.
It's true, but at the same time, you got to think realistically. I don't know if he can just turn around at 27 and start getting consistent
you're 27
top
years old. You've had 156 races up until this point, and you have 1 top 5. I mean, I'm really not sure what to do.
Isn't that? Well, back in the day, that's like when guys were starting to be rookies in the Cup Series. But I feel like you don't hit your prime till your late 20s, early 30s, like maybe even mid 30s.
Well, yeah, I think around like
era.
30, unless you're Kyle Larson, then your peak is like 24. Then you're just a loser.
But oh boy, I don't want to even. Do we want to get into this discussion? Is it him or the team?
It's no. I think that Kyle Larson. So what I think it is Kyle Larson is more of showing what Chip Ganassi equipment is, and Kurt Busch is outperforming. Because last year we thought that Kyle Larson was outperforming the equipment, but Kurt Busch is coming in this year and completely just disproven that. I think that Jamie McMurray was just so below average that he made Chip Ganassi's equipment.
It's really sad that now like Kurt Busch comes in and it's like, wow, Jamie Mack was washed
like
up.
just seeing the just like the chemistry that Kurt Busch has. I mean, I really don't understand it, just because it's his first year. You expect bumps along the way, but Kurt Busch really, besides like here and there, he's felt a few, but he hasn't really been that bad this year. He's been, maybe round of 8. Potentially round of 4 if that team would really get their act together, but
Jesus.
I think it's a little bit of everything. I think Kyle's underperforming a little bit. I think the team doesn't have the greatest resources, and I also think he's just got really bad luck. I've always been saying that it seems like Kyle Larson's like the Mark Martin of this generation. Like a really, really talented driver, but he just has like bad luck
had
time and time again.
4 wrecks in 16 races so far.
Part of this too, I mean,
one of which was Dago, which wasn't his fault.
So last year, he actually almost had a better year than what he had in 2017. 2017 for sure was a breakout year, but I mean, he
wins.
He had 4 wins in 2017, yeah. But in 2018, he had 12 top 5s, 19. I mean, that's really not bad.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
and the races in the entire year, you're finishing in the top 5. That's really good.
Yeah, but then you look this year, and he has 1 top 5 this entire year. And some of that might be the new package, how that's not really adapting to his driving style. Yeah,
for sure.
But well, yeah, because Kyle Larson's a dirt guy. He's used to the high horse, go out and wheel it.
Throttle control, not stomp the gas and draft.
That's true.
I mean, and we've seen that with multiple guys this year, how this new package is just throwing them for a curve. Not people like Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., because I think Kyle Busch is in his prime. He can just go out in any race car and wheel it to the front, no matter what the package is, no matter anything. But I mean, look at guys like Kevin Harvick, Clint Boyer, people, just
Denny Hamlin seems to not like the new package.
I mean, he's doing well in it though.
Yeah.
This might be Denny's best year since 2010, his championship caliber year.
And much like DiBenedetto, he's also kind of in the hot seat with Christopher Bell trying to come up the ladder.
I don't know. He's got FedEx backing him, so I'm not.
But FedEx
too
has been
sure
with
about
the
that.
team since, before he
His
came
hot
along.
seat got a little cooler
Well,
with the 2 wins this year.
FedEx, we were talking about this the other night. FedEx has seemed to back Hamlin more than they've, backed Joe Gibbs in a few situations here or there.
Well, and FedEx seems to be the one sponsor that allows Denny to have all these one-off custom paint schemes. So it does feel like they do have that cool relationship with Joe Gibbs and Denny.
Although, I mean, they really should bring back the different colors for the different FedEx parts.
Yeah,
That would be
FedEx
awesome.
Freight.
The 2012 ones.
Yeah, those were cool. The 2012,
The
2013 cars.
Yeah, those were great. I think 2016, the 2015, 2016 car was still awesome looking.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
I do like the white this
I like
year,
the new one.
Yeah,
I just wish they changed the orange to, blue or green or red.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that would look good. But
It's $1 million idea, man.
I did a few concepts with it. It looks like...
yeah, it really does look really. I saw somebody poorly Photoshop it, and it still looked pretty good.
But I guess it's just not, the company branding anymore.
Yeah.
I guess want to...
Yeah, they keep everything the same.
They
now.
want to stay
Vanilla,
close
minimalist.
to the purple orange.
Yeah. Well, yeah. When you think purple orange, or at least NASCAR fans, at least too.
Well, I was always shocked that the car had so much black on it because the delivery trucks are white.
Yeah.
I know Dale Jarrett didn't always drive a brown UPS truck, but I just felt like for branding purposes, you kind of want the white dominant paint scheme. So I honestly love Denny Hamlin's car.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin's car. I didn't like it initially. I've worn it quite a bit. I actually really like it. Same with the Jimmy Johnson Ally car. I've actually gotten to where I really like that car.
Oof, I still hate that car.
Well, that one's fading on me right off the bat. I dug it, but it's fading.
As soon as I saw it, I'm like, this is... They just missed the mark, I think.
Yeah, they missed the mark, but I still like it.
I initially hated it, but now I'm just completely neutral. I don't dislike it or
I don't
like it.
I don't like... It looks like
They could definitely do way better things, but I think for what it is, I
like what they tried to do with the hood, but it ends up looking like it just says QLLY on it. I like what they tried to do with the A on the side with the multiple layers of thing, but that's also
the thing that they are killing me with is the no outlines on that car. For some reason this year, it's just that's what gets to me about it is how you just not gonna outline anything.
It's like they're trying a few different things. I wouldn't mind the not outline if they sort of took that hood design and did the same thing on the side, but the side design, the different colors layered, is totally different to what's happening on the hood. The hood, you've got these split sections. It's all kind of flat. The side, you've got these layered things, and then the numbers are still yellow.
The big problem with it is that you're saying the hood is this completely loud paint scheme, and then the side is just that 2018 style Jimmy Johnson simple.
That's a good point.
So if they made it either loud all around or just simple everywhere, then I think it would look.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I
It
felt
doesn't mix well.
Yeah, I felt like the easy low-hanging fruit was the racing stripes that kind of go from the nose to the tail, how they change in size, color. I thought that was the easiest thing to just catch, but kind of let that slide.
My favorite part about that is that they incorporated it into the L's of the Ally logo.
Yeah.
The logo.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that compromises the brand. Yeah.
Yeah, so honestly, I think if they would have just had that become the racing stripes, that would look great.
You kind of cut out there.
So what did you not hear? What I said?
Yeah, we got it.
The first
basically.
part.
We got the picture. We got you.
And then on the side, it's like they have too many number stickers from last year, and they're just putting them back on the car.
Yeah.
It doesn't really match anything else at all.
Well, I kind of like the contrast of it. You would probably want a white number. Probably.
Yeah, it popped out a lot more and screams Jimmy Johnson, whereas white really wouldn't.
Someone did a concept, I think on Reddit, where they put white numbers on it.
I have a picture of it. Let me go and get it.
I'll put it up on the screen, but
I have an NR 2003 render from it.
I feel like when you see the cars on the track when they go by, that 48 is one of the top probably 5 cars on the track they're going to pop due to the neon, due to the purple.
Yeah,
contrast.
the neon in person, I love it. They totally need to do a Ricky Hendrick throwback this year, by the way.
Oh, with Ally on, definitely.
Yeah, like have it be in the GMAG font and everything. It'd be good.
Honestly, I didn't like his car last year. It was kind of just okay.
Yeah, it grew on me, but I still
the
didn't
Ally
like it.
car just
I think
falls
it was
underneath it.
I think it was the new nose on the car last year that really saved last year's paint scheme. That made it look cool.
Yeah.
I feel like if it was the previous Chevy, it wouldn't have been as appealing with the black, all black. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever get around to liking this Ally car. I just hope they change it up for next year.
Yeah, I hope they do change it up for next year. Maybe
I
do
bet they
like
will.
a farewell type thing because he's not singing.
I think they understand that people generally don't like it. I mean, the immediate backlash on social media was pretty big.
Yeah, they have to be aware of social media.
One of my favorite things was they put up a video of how, you know, Jimmy Johnson was involved in the design process, and they're showing him like picking from concepts, and all of the comments on the video are like, literally any of those other concepts would have been better. Like he picked the worst.
Yeah.
Why is the driver picking the scheme, not the designer?
Yeah.
Well, I like the idea of like, you know, a bunch of designers come
I
up with
do
ideas, but still.
Well, yeah, like so, like
that's
that
not
it
good.
can either go really well or really bad. Because like, remember Penske? He designed the Scallops paint scheme, and that's kind of iconic now. You know?
He didn't design it. That was a throwback to Kurt Busch's Legends car.
Was it? Wow.
And for
It was kind of awkward once he got kicked out.
yeah, he got kicked out like
have I
immediately.
been lied to my entire?
Wait, what? All right, back the story up. Back this up. What?
Check this out. So when Kurt Busch moved to the 22 car, and Pennzoil jumped on, they were looking for a new paint scheme, and he went with this old homage to his like Legends car, which has these cool looking scallops on the front. And they're like, all right, cool. We can sort of, you know, put that around the front end, and we'll make a race car out of it. And it just stuck. And now it's the Penske thing.
I feel like the public needs to know this, man.
Do they not?
That's what we're doing right now. No, I didn't know. It's been spread around that Roger Penske himself designed those scallops, and that's what I've taken as fact until literally just now. Wow.
It's iconic. They've ran it for 10, 12 years now.
Since 2012, or 2011.
2011, yeah.
Man.
So it's been 8 years. Wow, and it's Joey Logano's thing now. It's just Joey Logano.
It's all of Penske's
Well, it's
thing,
the-
because they put on the
Penske,
2, the
yeah.
12, everything.
Oh yeah, they put it on. Did they ever put it on IndyCars? Have they done that yet?
No, you
No, I
can't
don't.
really translate this design onto an Indy car, I don't think.
I think IndyCar is just the pinstripe.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, IndyCar is just the pinstripe, right?
I mean, you could try, but
You could. It would be sketchy, but you could do it.
I'm shocked how well that translated to like a cup car from that, because it looks way better on the cup car than it does on
Yeah,
that.
it does.
Racing redemption at the hands of the wheel for Rochester.
yeah, it's amazing that like it was just he was only in that car for 1 year, and
Yeah,
that
no,
decision
it's
just
confusing.
stuck.
As the 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was when he told. Doesn't he go tell Bob
He told
Barker to
Jerry
go
Punch to go get.
It was
he told
Jerry
Punch.
Punch.
Yeah, it was Jerry
Punch
Punch.
to like go get fucked or something like that, dude. He got booted.
Oh my god. Yeah, Roger Penske was like,
Yeah.
no.
Well, what on the whole year though, over the radio, he was trashing Penske and the team,
Was he
right?
really?
Yeah, he was.
He
That
did
was
something with Bob Pockris too.
Yeah, he got it. No, that was
yeah.
with James Finch in 2012. I remember that. He was like, yeah, he had the outburst.
that was the start of the fall for Kurt Busch, really,
yeah,
when he entered the.
Furniture Row Racing.
Oh boy, those.
And he did he do? I don't remember. Did he do well at Furniture Row Racing?
Not really.
Well, he elevated it.
Wait, who?
A little
Kurt
bit.
Kurt
Busch?
Busch?
Yeah, Kurt Busch.
No,
Yeah.
did he?
Did he?
Yeah, he
Let me look.
elevated
I'm
it.
looking up the stat.
He
I'm
got
looking
them
at.
into the playoffs, dude.
Yeah, he
Oh
did.
yeah, he
It's
did.
true.
Yeah, so with Furniture Row, he took them from Regan
Austin
Smith
Dillon's
to,
been in the playoffs. Are we saying he's good?
Well, that was under a completely different
I'm
format.
checking this out. He
23
got a handful of top
20
fives that
yeah,
year.
he got 11 top
Yeah, he
fives,
was good.
16.
He was pretty good.
Okay.
He got
I'll shut
11
up.
top fives in that 78.
Yeah,
That's
he got
fucking
11
good.
top.
What?
That's
All
incredible.
right, so let's take that. Let's take 11
Okay,
top
Kyle
fives in
Petty.
2013. Yeah, he took them from 3 top 10s and 1 top 5 to 16 top 10s and 11 top 5.
Oh.
And then Martin Truex Jr. came in 2014 and had 5 top 5s and 1 top 5.
Yeah, he had 5 top 10s and 1 top 5.
Martin Truex Jr., man, 8 wins in a season and wins the championship. Wow.
It's an amazing story. I'd love to see a documentary on the rise and fall of Furniture Row racing.
Well,
Like, how do you? It's crazy how you go from winning a championship, like coming out of nothing, to win a cup championship, and then in less than folded, you're gone.
Yeah.
and shut down.
Bye.
I mean, it shows how honestly, it shows, how unequal the pay is there.
How money is literally the only thing that matters in this sport anymore.
Well, that, and I mean, look at, how are you going to be on top of the sport and still not make enough money to stay afloat? Literally on top of the sport, and you can't stay afloat with NASCAR's.
Well, yeah, it's even shocking. The most dominant team over the last couple of years, the championship contending team that won the championship, couldn't find some company to help them. It just
Well, I mean, at that point, to be honest, we already knew that Martin Truex Jr. wasn't coming back to Furniture Row because either they were shutting down or Martin Truex Jr. was going to be out of a ride because he didn't bring any sponsorship to the table. So
was that team still going to shut down regardless, even if he had won the championship last year?
Yeah,
knew.
because not Furniture Row.
Gibbs bought them out, basically.
Well, yeah, 5 Hour Energy dumped him, and then that was the end of it. They either had to find a sponsorship or they were done.
Yeah, and I think they would have been okay with the Gibbs money, but Gibbs said, no, we're taking away your alliance. We're taking away Truex and Pern.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of that team.
I forgot what it was. Yeah, they took away the pit crew and stuff like that. Cole Pern, Martin Truex Jr. But also, didn't they say, hey, if you can't pay, they upped the price.
Yeah,
and then
that's
said,
what
if
it was.
You can't pay it, you're done. Yeah, because just to stay, I'm pretty sure what happened was they saw that they didn't like that their allied team could go and outperform them, so they were like, you know what?
Yeah,
we're not.
It's amazing, and they took Truex and like, this guy won a championship with this crew chief and this team. We're just gonna buy them out.
If I wasn't so uninterested in the package, I just hate it. Boo.
So as I just said before, money is literally the only thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a constant. I mean, you see, it's the big problem in Formula One now. Mercedes is throwing, tens of millions of pounds at their cars.
I'm pretty sure it's in the hundreds of millions, to be honest.
But all that weight is gonna slow the car down.
Shut up.
Oh my god.
Boo.
well, to go back to Truex, isn't it still kind of weird that they're able to outperform? I mean, they got 4 wins. They're able to outperform consistently Denny Hamlin and Eric Jones, and that theoretically have the same information, same stuff at the same team. How is he still able to do it and beat Kyle Busch at Sonoma?
He's got the same amount of wins this year as Kyle Busch now.
Yeah, it baffles me, because you think Kyle Busch is the greatest driver of our generation, but Truex has the same amount of wins.
Looking back at it, Furniture Row wasn't as much as an allied team as it was just a 5th Joe Gibbs racing car. Because look at Levine Family Racing this year. That's an allied car, whereas Furniture Row Racing was basically just a 5th Joe Gibbs.
But not really. I mean, they still had the shop out in Denver and everything.
Well, remember back to Indy in 2017 when Joe Gibbs Racing suspended the Furniture Row Racing crew member? They suspended. Yeah,
I still
Joe
think
Gibbs had complete control of that operation.
But I still think.
But there's still a separation.
It was moving up. I mean, look at Furniture Row 2015. He's in the Final 4 in a Chevy still before the whole Gibbs situation. That team was still on the move upwards.
Oh yeah, they were on the move upwards, and that the switching to Toyota and Joe Gibbs, with the Joe Gibbs Racing stuff, that accelerated it by a lot because it turned that team into a race-winning operation. 2015, they weren't week in, week out, and in 2016, they were. They were eventually going to be a week in, week out thing, but switching to Toyota really just did it because Richard Childress Racing sucks.
You're not wrong.
They did not look good at Sonoma. Their drivers, even in that K&N, man, I don't know.
It's almost as if Austin Dillon isn't that good. It's almost as if Daniel Hemrick is kind of overhyped. Wow.
Yeah, when's Reddick getting in that 3 car?
Now
That's what I
that's what
want
we
to know.
need to be
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about is my man Reddick, dude.
Tyler Reddick needs to replace Daniel Hemrick. Daniel Hemrick didn't win a national series race. Still has it.
That still blows my mind that he managed to,
That's a good
to get
point.
that far
That's a really good point.
without a single win.
It disappoints me too because he's doing the backflip in honor of Carl Edwards, and he hasn't done it on a national series scale.
When I found that out,
sucks.
it honestly blew my mind. I'm like, they put this guy in a full-time cup ride?
Over Tyler
Well,
Reddick.
Does he bring big sponsorship?
Daniel Hemrick.
No, because all the RCRs,
Yeah.
all them, they all scrambled because they got Bass Pro Shops, they got
Cat.
Akuma, like things like that. Not Akuma. What is it?
Well, it's because you like last year looking at Hemrick, you thought like RCR stuff was kind of like under par, but Hemrick or Reddick in juniors equipment wasn't really winning. Comes into RCR and he's looking like the man. Like,
well,
what?
I mean, the difference is there. I mean, at JRM, they got to worry about Justin Allgaier, 4-car operation going on there. And Tyler Reddick was the rookie there. He was kind of the fourth in line for good equipment, stuff like that. Whereas Richie Childress, he's the top dog. Isn't he the only full-time Xfinity Series operation there now?
Is he really?
This year probably, yeah, now that you mentioned.
Yeah, because the 21 is a bunch of Start and Parker's ARCA daddy's boy money.
They got Kaz Grau, I think, a handful of races.
Oh, yeah.
And
then you got like people like the Austin Dillon, Ty Dillon 3-car for a few races. There you go.
Wow.
So it makes sense why he's done so much better this year. It's because that's their focus. Their focus on is making things better for Tyler Reddick, and that's why he's been so good. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I like what you're saying, but I feel
I
like
still think he had a good
Hemrick
shot in that 9-car.
Yeah, he had a great shot, but I just don't think the equipment is as good as he's got now.
I mean, they won the championship in that car the year before.
Exactly. I think he's going to go back to back this year. I think he's going to win the championship.
Unless, because if Custer got out front last year at Homestead,
Cole Custer. I used to like Cole Custer, and I just gave up.
Why? Dude, what do you have against Custer?
When he gets out front, you can't catch him.
I was a Cole Custer fan up until Homestead last year because my heart was just hurt. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Didn't his team choke?
It was dumbass crew chief's fault.
It was his crew chief's fault, but I was tired. My heart.
So you blame Cole Custer instead.
He was going to win that.
Yeah.
What we've learned is Caleb is just stupid.
Shut up. You
That's
already
our
knew
takeaway.
that. You already knew
You're
that.
absolutely correct.
You already knew
But now everyone else does.
So I'm saying, everybody last year was saying, wait till we get to Homestead. Cole Custer is going to do what he did the year before. So it's going to be a fun battle.
Are we just ignoring that Cole Custer would have been the 2017?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Bad pit stop at Phoenix, and he would have been the 2017 champion.
So this year you got Custer and Hemrick heading in, or not Hemrick, Reddick heading into Homestead theoretically.
Who are you going to take?
Tyler Reddick.
Absolutely. I'll take Reddick as well.
I don't know, actually. Now that I say it, Christopher Bell, he exists.
Yeah, it's so shocking how poor Bell performed last year at it.
Yeah, but at Homestead,
He
Reddick
had-
was just...
Christopher Bell last year, he did great, didn't he?
Yeah, throughout
Yeah,
the
it was
season, but not at Homestead.
He was
Well, yeah,
awful
not at Homestead. He was terrible.
Homestead, he fell apart, and Reddick just sat next to the wall.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember.
Put on a clinic, put on a show.
Absolutely. And I wouldn't be surprised if he totally does it again this season.
That's one thing I don't like about this points format.
Yeah, it's the
is
one
that
race
you can-
means
you-
everything.
Well, yeah, you can win Daytona half-ass it for the rest of the season until you get to the playoffs, and then once you get to the playoffs, okay, I'll step it up now. I'll scrape by and then get to the Final Four and just take it off.
Christopher Bell didn't even get a top 10 in that race.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh
he
my
got a
God.
flat tire and DNF'd. Right?
He was a lap
Or
down.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he DNF'd.
Well, the weird thing was the round before with Justin Allgaier, he had a couple issues that got Reddick into the Final Four, right?
Yeah, it was very lucky for Tyler Reddick even to make the Final Four because who was it at Phoenix? Who? God. I think it was not Justin Allgaier.
Sadler?
Wasn't it? Yeah, it wasn't like Elliott Sadler or somebody who he was in the Final Four and then had something happen to him and that killed him.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Does Tyler Reddick deserve a championship?
Last year, no way.
No.
But this year?
This year, yeah. This year, if he wins the championship this year, it's not going to feel cheap.
Yeah.
It'll feel different.
Yeah.
But like this year, he can go out and put on a clinic. You know, last year he went out, won Daytona, big deal, and then kind of just sat around in, 10th place.
I love how
And then
he's
came out.
turned around and done that because he got a lot of flack for the championship last season.
Well, yeah.
And this season, it's like, all right, new car. What's going to happen? Boom, he's out there just winning week in and week out.
I love it.
So is there somebody else in the field? Because it feels like we're kind of setting ourselves up what happened last year, like Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, and
Custer.
Yeah.
Custer.
Yeah,
Whereas last year was
somebody-
Allgaier. Like, is there a fourth guy out there? I don't want to say Cindric, but is there somebody else out there that could steal?
Not-
I
it?
certainly hope it's not
Or
Cindric.
Briscoe? Like, I know the performance isn't there yet.
I don't know about Chase Briscoe. Honestly, just
Well, right
looking
now,
here-
Allgaier's fourth in the standings without a single win.
Wow.
yeah, Justin Allgaier hasn't won yet. This
So
year.
it's.
The
I
only-
think it
we've-
depends on who ends up doing better in the playoffs. Because right now it's like Allgaier, Cindric, Briscoe, even John Hunter are all kind of close together. Noah Gragson's close behind as well.
let me look at the point standings this year.
It's
I don't
pretty
think-
big gap between third and fourth,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, I don't think Austin Cindric has what it takes. I'm pretty sure the top four in standings right now: Tyler Reddick, Bell, Cole Custer, Justin Allgaier. I'm pretty sure that's going to be our final.
I mean,
four.
Cindric has used the bumper to get into the playoffs before.
Yeah.
It's absolutely happened.
Like honestly, isn't that the exact same final four from last year too?
No, because it
Or
was
was it not
Hemrick.
Oh yeah, Hemrick.
Allgaier
was
missed
there.
out somehow.
Yeah, Hemrick made it in place of who? Was Justin Allgaier not in the final four last
Nope.
year?
No.
Then it was Justin Allgaier at Phoenix that biffed it.
On fire, remember?
Yeah. Okay. DriveThrough were idiots. It was not Elliott Sadler. It was Justin Allgaier.
Sadler had something happen too. I don't know.
Yeah, Justin
But
Allgaier.
yeah, Allgaier was like
24th. He was 24th.
Wasn't he trying to fight Ryan Priest or somebody?
That was Elliott Sadler in
That was
2006.
Elliott
Yeah.
Sadler, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about it.
No, we were talking about Justin Allgaier.
I thought we were saying there's no.
Remember when Elliott Sadler just wasn't talented enough to pass somebody cleanly and then just complained about him afterwards?
That actually, that's one of these stories I got to tell one day. But I was watching that race with my wife, and even she was like looking at that, like Elliott Sadler choked that whole thing away, got embarrassed, had a meltdown, tried to fight Priest. Like that was one of the all-time biggest chokes of all time. Like
that was embarrassing, really.
Yeah, that was a bad
Yeah.
one.
What race are we talking about?
Homestead.
Homestead.
Of last year?
No,
2017. When Byron won the championship.
yeah, Sadler was in front of him, and then, but he was caught behind
Joe!
He was caught behind Priest,
Freak.
and then got real pissy about it.
Yeah, he went on post-race and temper tantrum.
Yeah, he just straight up choked it. That was an all-time choke. Oh, here we got video.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. He put himself in the wall there too.
Yeah, it was awful. It was awful.
And that was it. That was the championship.
That was. Oh, never mind.
And then after the race, he turns him. Although Priest actually saved it. That's impressive.
Can we look at the downgrade of paint schemes from Elliott Sadler from 2016 to 2017? 2016, that was a great scheme. 2017 was bad.
I gotta look this one up.
2016 was the one that had like the white and stuff on it. Looked good.
Oh yeah, that looked
And then they went
nice.
to the,
And then I went to that
And then-
weird like blue on blue.
yeah.
I'm watching this highlight reel. Like William Byron clears Priest in like a lap.
Yeah.
Just does like a slide job to get up in front of him.
And then Sadler.
Yeah, and Elliott Sadler just can't do it.
And Sadler wrecks or tries to wreck Priest right there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Watch that right
embarrassing.
now. He puts himself in the wall,
Yeah.
first of all, like an idiot.
And then he tries to fight Priest after the fact too, even though like, I mean, Priest is a pretty big dude. I wouldn't go up against him.
You guys ever realize that Elliott Sadler just sucked in the Cup Series for so long that he just went
Yeah, that
back
he just
to
went-
Xfinity
Yeah.
full time?
He wasn't. He in 2003. He was a race win contender. Wasn't
He won the one
Yates?
race at Bristol.
Yeah.
He won the one race.
Yeah,
Oh,
that one
Sadler
race.
just
10 or
dumps
15
the
year
guy.
It's like the same thing with Allgaier. It's like you don't do well there. All right, take a step down. Maybe drive a JRM car.
Wait, in 2003, Elliott Sadler didn't win in 2003.
Oh,
did he?
one wasn't it?
It was 01 or 02.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with Wood Brothers.
Yeah, with
So,
the
not with
weird font 21.
Yeah, that was 2001.
One of my earliest memories as a race.
Wow, what an idiot! Racing Reference has this as Elliott Sadler in the 38 for that when he was in the 21. What a loser!
He won. Oh, he won another race.
Yeah, he did,
Texas
three
04
wins.
in the 38.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was the one he had
and
the
California
finish
as
with
well.
Casey Kane.
Yeah, he won
Casey Kane.
California.
Yeah, he won 2 races that season.
Mm-hmm.
That was where Johnny's daughter, the slow cars in the way.
Dude, I remember they put him on the cover
Remember that one?
of NASCAR 07,
Yeah.
which was like one of the first NASCAR
On the
games
PSP.
I played as a kid. No, PS2. And I was like,
That was
damn,
like
this
one of the
this Elliott Sadler guy must be great. And I'm watching NASCAR on
Dude,
TV,
what
and I'm
a-
like, wow, this guy sucks. Dude,
Yeah, this guy is-
Why the hell
2007?
was he on the cover for that game?
Imagine your breakout year being 14 top 10s and. Wow.
2007 is disgusting. I look at his Wikipedia page, and
2
they're all
top 10s,
blue.
yeah.
Like 27th, 36th, 26th. Oh, man.
That was when he was in the Best Buy 19, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then the Xfinity Series. he-
Like in 06, when he was on the cover of NASCAR 07, he got kicked from that team like immediately, right?
I didn't realize he finished that poor in the points.
Yeah, 22nd in 2006.
It's awful.
25th in 2008 or 2007, sorry.
and
And a
then,
few years later, he had his soul taken from him at Pocono.
yeah, you're right. Imagine wrecking so hard that you just retire from the Cup Series.
That's like Cody.
That was basically what did it. No.
You're not wrong though.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Yeah, and then he went to the Xfinity Series. He was like, "Yeah, guys, I'm gonna win a championship." And then, what a loser!
And imagine sucking at race coverage so much that you completely miss capturing the biggest crash in the history of the sport.
Yeah.
Like
Honestly.
to not involve injuries.
Who was it? Was it TNT or was it ESPN?
I think it was
It
ESPN.
was ESPN because they had.
ESPN, you sons of bitches.
And then turn around 9 years later. in
Deprived us of
2000
one of the hardest hits of all time.
Yeah. Imagine in 2019 not having a camera angle, like best flip ever in NASCAR.
They showed it afterwards, didn't they?
Whoa.
No, they never had one camera angle with everything that happened. They never showed it. We don't have
Yeah,
any
I mean,
footage.
you can obviously see what happened, but you have to like splice a few different angles
Yeah.
together.
Sorry to go back. I've never seen this replay of Elliott Sadler at Pocono.
Dude,
Really?
Which one?
the when it
2005.
ripped the engine out.
Killed?
Yeah.
I'm just now seeing this, and they don't have any definitive footage. Like, I mean, you can see him hit the wall in the clip because it's on Kurt Busch.
Yeah.
But
Dude, you
there's
can
no-
see his head like whiplash forward in the car. Like even with
Yeah,
the Blues device.
I forgot they released to the public how many G's that impacted, didn't they?
That is
Look.
it's got to be the hardest hit of all time.
It was.
It's up there.
At that point, at least.
I mean, this is why they put the walls in at Pocono, right?
I honestly think Austin Dillon might rank like in the top 3 now too, just because he came to a freaking
That was
stop in that pole.
I was amazed when he got out of that car.
I mean, there's been a zillion catch fence crashes where they like clip something and then go spinning off, like the kind of the cheese grater.
Even
effect. Just
what's his name in the truck series?
pole.
Uh,
Bodine.
Bodine, yeah. He kept
Bodine, I did.
rolling. Which is like, okay,
Dude, if
like
you
it
see that-
didn't scrub off that much momentum. But Dylan just
If you
stopped.
see the
Yeah,
Have you ever seen that rare replay from the camera taken from the pits?
No.
Really?
Maybe I have.
Oh man. I'll show it. I'll find it.
Honestly, with the this is gonna be off topic, but since y'all are talking about huge wall impacts, I can't wait for someone with that new Roval wall, like the inside wall, to completely just Jeff Gordon that wall and destroy their car. Can't wait. Like on an oval race during the Coke.
They put a safer barrier there. I think they might wall it off for the race.
Nah, they might.
Yeah, go to like 25 seconds in.
I haven't seen this before.
Really?
Exclusive.
No,
You
I've
ever
never
seen
seen
this
this
Jeff Bodine
Well, I haven't seen it from this angle.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I haven't seen it from this angle.
See, it's not. It doesn't
go
look
back.
that bad because
I've
he
seen this
keeps
one
rolling,
before.
right?
No, he kind of stops or comes to a quick stop after hitting the fence, but then he gets punted like
You're right,
super
yeah.
hard by a truck that was behind
yellow
him.
truck gets him.
Yeah.
And that's what sends him back up to speed. and
Well,
flipping.
honestly,
Oh, dude, you're right.
yeah, what makes it so bad is when he gets turned, like Cody was saying, he just gets hit and flips over, and then gets hit again and just keeps tumbling. Big bad.
Yeah, but
And then you have the fire going everywhere, which makes it terrible.
oh yeah.
Imagine having 1080p video in 2000.
Well,
It's
you can
up-
see all the
upscaled.
like interlacing stuff. Everything is jagged.
is upscaled.
That's actually a really good point, Caleb. Like this.
Well, broadcast quality is like, sorry, not broadcast, but the stuff they save to tape, it's pretty good.
Well, I
And then-
feel like even to this day, I go back to watch like an 06, 07, 08 race sometimes, and
Yeah,
it's
and
like that.
it's like 240p. You're like, okay, get out of here.
There's,
And they got this
144p.
Bodine crash, and yeah, 1080.
I've talked about this with you guys before. There's this one dude on YouTube
Oh yeah, I know you.
who puts up old Formula One footage, and it's this blank profile where the name is literally user. The photo is like the default
no.
dude. The banner is
So no one can track it.
the banner is
Look at this.
literally the template that YouTube gives you to put your channel art on.
This was uploaded in 2009, and it has 60 FPS, 1080 or
Yeah.
720p, 60 FPS. Like,
2009 it makes sense, but a lot of 60 FPS stuff comes from like that 2000 wreck. It's probably 60 FPS because they interlaced it and would run it
yeah,
at 30.
frame interlopate or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, when they do like half the screen and then the other half, which is why you get that,
That was
weird like jagged line effect.
See, this was recorded on my camcorder that I think recorded at 480, but then I upscaled it to 1080.
Pretty good.
Just rendered it.
It's kind of crazy that Kenseth kind of did a blow over there, kind of just off driving, like
Yeah.
kind of trying to save the.
That's a weight
know what
shift.
that
it's not a
was?
blowover.
There's the bumps, wasn't it?
Do you know what also that was? Weight shift, and that was air coming rushing in the window net, like from that side.
Oh,
that
yeah.
kind of like made it light.
Like he's trying to save the car, and then holy cow!
Well, so he turns it so hard that all the like momentum, everything from it, just shifts to one side and flips it over. And then, like Cody was saying, with the whole air
Do I
in
have,
the window
I have
net.
like a really funny, vivid memory of this particular wreck. I remember I was talking on the phone with my at the time girlfriend, like watching this race. And then this wreck happened, and I just for like a minute I did not hear a word she said. And I was just like, sorry, something crazy happened.
Someone might have died. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, this dude, user on YouTube, is posting like 1080p, 50 frame per second footage from like the early 2000s.
19.
He's
yeah.
got some
I'm
footage
looking
from
at
the
this 2004
70s.
Italy one right here.
Like,
Let's see that. Let's see that user. Oh yeah,
it's
right there.
insane. He's posting 70s footage. He's got a lot of 2000 stuff. He's got 90s stuff. He's got 80s
Yeah,
stuff.
As soon as the FIA finds the one disgruntled employee who's posting their footage to YouTube, they're like, "Okay, we're done."
I think it's a BBC
Bring him,
guy.
Send him to the
Because
send him to the
a lot of his
guillotine.
like track mix stuff is sort of like the BBC extra footage that they would put out. And the BBC is the one that did, sole broadcasting for so long of a lot of the old stuff.
Yeah. You may be
But
right
I
there.
can't believe Formula One management hasn't been like wagging the finger at him.
Yeah, can we?
Because
Can
the
we
elite is-
not?
But at the same time,
That's
it's
probably
like,
why.
does he work with the FIA? Because he's never posted a full race, has he?
No.
He might work there, and that's why like everything's blank. He's trying to remain.
Yeah, it's a bunch of like 3-minute, 2-minute clips.
Yeah,
This footage looks gorgeous.
it's amazing. This old footage, and it's beautiful. And it's not even like it's not even interlacing artifacts. It's like full on. I'm watching 2005.
I'm pretty sure it is BBC. Look at that. The whole BBC
Yeah,
introduction.
so it's the BBC like classic race stuff. So this is
50 FPS in 1979. Yeah.
But I'm watching a 2005 clip in 1440p. It's amazing. It's so weird that this one dude is putting it up on YouTube. There's no way Formula One like media guys haven't seen this, because they shut down videos all the time.
When they find him, they're gonna cut his head off.
I bet it's.
The guillotine.
Does he have like some sort of green light to do this or something? It's so bizarre.
Yeah, that's why he's completely anonymous. Okay.
The anonymous, I don't understand it at all. I really don't. And he's still putting stuff up like F1 2018 pole lap and like
Man, if only
onboard stuff.
2019 F1 lived up to half of this stuff that's in this.
2019
on this
F1 has
channel.
not been a good time.
Yeah, it's not
It's
so
my-
good.
It's my first year watching
Unless
F1.
you're a Mercedes fan.
I mean,
It's fantastic.
let's talk about Canada. Let's talk about what could have been the saving grace to the whole season. It was like, finally, we're getting an exciting race. They're going to have a battle for the win. Ferrari could have it, and then they're just like, yeah, it's a penalty. It's like,
Yeah,
ooh.
no.
I think it's generally understood everywhere that they totally dropped the ball.
Miss me with that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was some garbage.
I don't think there's anyone who defends that straight up. It was bad. And their defense for it was just like, it's by the rules. And it's like, all right, I guess we're going to have a by the rules boring season. I'm not saying they should break them. It's just the stewards who make
just
that
completely
decision,
They
break
right?
didn't have to break them right there. They could have just said that it was a damn racing incident.
Which it was.
Well, yeah, it was a racing incident.
And the chief steward is like an old racer, too. It's kind of surprising. Like if it was some business exec guy, maybe.
He's a dummy, is what he should be called.
He's a pretty fast dummy, I'll give you that.
I just want Montreal in the Cup Series now.
Dude, those races, the nationwide races in Montreal, were always so great.
Yeah.
they were
Especially when it
always
rained. That was a time. Why did they remove that? Was there like a did they say?
What year did it get taken off the schedule? Like 2012?
2011?
No, 2013. No,
13,
2013.
you're right,
'cause
yeah, yeah.
2012. Yeah, because that's when Danica had the shoe incident. She was about to win, and then
They
shoe.
ran the square
shoe
boys.
incident.
The shoe incident.
Something's wrong with the steering.
God.
She was gonna win that race too, wasn't
Absolutely.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was dominant that day.
Danica fans will say it, but I'll say it too. She actually was
Yeah,
gonna
she-
win that race.
It's like
Divine
Yeah.
shoe. Just
a video shot of like Ricky Stenhouse Jr. chucking a shoe onto the track.
Yeah. God.
Stenhouse came
then Justin
came from the
Allgaier-
future, goes to the past. This is for Aaron Rodgers.
she? We gotta find the guy that threw that and get that story behind that. That's an all-time NASCAR moment.
The man behind
There
the
is
shoe.
someone out there,
A NASCAR man documentary.
some dude who's just living his life knowing that he straight up like kept Danica's winless streak with the damn shoe.
It was the perfect. There was 1 in a million. It was literally 1 in a million.
Okay, so I'm looking this up. So apparently the fan that tossed the shoe at Danica Patrick was exiled from the race as a punishment, fined $160,000.
What? No. Link
been
this.
arrested.
Is that a thing?
This can't be real. This can't be real.
There's no
So
way.
that means they know who it is. That means we could track him down and interview him.
This is an
There's
Outlap
no way they
exclusive
find him.
interview.
It's Wikipedia. I don't know.
There's no way to
Wikipedia
find
lists
any
sources. Is there a source for it?
There's no way.
Source.
God damn it.
There's no
it's
way.
such a weird clip too. Like the way she hits it, it looks like it straight up disappears.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does.
yeah.
It does.
Like, oh
Okay,
my
so-
god, hold
and
on, look at this.
Like the plane into the Twin Towers. It was a hologram. It's a
Uh,
holographic shoe.
Here we go. Here we go. We got the replay.
If we look at it frame by frame, I don't want to be that guy, but it does.
Oh, it kicks up.
It does not
It
make
kicks up.
sense. I know, but the way she hits it,
Yeah, let's go with the 025 playback speed here.
Why
Should,
didn't she avoid it though? Like it was just obviously.
Well, I didn't see it.
probably didn't see
It's
it.
sitting right there.
Yeah, your tunnel vision.
Yeah, but
in
it
that moment
landed
was-
right in front of her. She's probably looking up the track at like what's coming up next.
She's
Yeah.
texting.
so ridiculous.
It looks so weird in the footage though. It's like frame by frame. It's there,
Moments,
then it's like
moments-
half
yeah,
there,
moments
and then
before
it's
set.
gone.
How many laps was that to go?
Like 10 or so.
That's it.
I feel wasn't it like 3/4 of the race?
Yeah, she had dominated up in that point. What's the timestamp on this
That's a
sneaker?
good question actually. I don't know.
I don't see it.
Yeah, they just said there. Yeah. Something wrong with my steering.
Also, I'm looking back, and so they stopped going to Montreal because the race promoter deemed the event unprofitable because it could be turned to unless it could be a Sprint Cup event.
Oh,
so just
It
because,
wasn't that close to the finish actually. It was. She lost the lead on lap 41
Aw.
out of
what?
81. Although it was
Oh.
74 plus green white checkers.
Now
Yeah, I do
here's the
remember
real.
being that halfway to 3. Yeah.
Here's the real question. To solve the real mystery for all you sneaker buffs out there, you can figure out what kind of shoe that was.
Looks like a Skechers shoe, dude. Looks like a Skechers.
Skechers.
There's a
It looks like
billion
a
shoes that
Skechers
look like you don't have enough resolution. See what the heck
Like a
that is.
Reebok.
So did they?
Imagine security going, and then like they just find this one dude without one of his shoes, and they're like, "That's the guy."
Yeah, the guy was probably pretty easy to find. Just find out a guy with only one shoe on.
Yeah. See, it says the fan that tossed the shoe was exiled and fined, but there's no source for it on Wikipedia.
Yeah, so I don't know.
So I don't.
We don't know.
Well,
We don't
I
know
would
if it's
believe.
true.
I wouldn't believe.
I'd believe that they might have banned him, but the fine, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing does just straight up disappear. There's no way that's not a hologram.
Dude, it kicks off to the left. You can see
Yeah, but that's
it.
behind the car.
What's the time span? What's the
That's-
timestamp, Cody? I
Of
don't.
what?
I can't
Go to the
find
video
it.
that I put up.
Dude.
It's
Yeah,
literally
I-
the very
I didn't-
start. It's like
Oh,
15 seconds in.
It's like
Oh, okay.
short attention span millennial.
You started
Shut up,
skipping through the
man.
video. Also, look at how low her
Imagine
front
calling
end
me a
is
millennial.
compared to like tags behind her. He has such a higher car.
Such a nice
Illegal
car, too.
Ross Chastain looking car.
No, it was
Challenger.
damage from the shoe.
That thing's a hologram, and then the part kicking up in the back to the left is also a
Oh my
hologram.
god, you're right.
Look at how good that Challenger
really-
looks too, though. Eh? Oh man,
Yeah.
those cars look so
That's
nice.
a
Just-
good looking
it-
car.
I've got one of those, man. I got a Brad
Mhm.
K one.
Of course you do.
Of course I
Isn't
do.
that Tagliani? in
Yeah,
that car?
Alex Tag. There's also the 18 FedEx car. Who's driving that? It's like,
Yeah, I was
Michael McDowell.
oh yeah, is it McDowell?
Ooh.
Michael McDowell.
Yeah, it was Michael McDowell. 99%.
What the heck is he doing in there?
He
And I'm
drove for
kidding.
Joe Gibbs for a few years.
No, it's just so forgettable.
It really is.
That's exactly why I remembered it.
It was Michael
So
McDowell.
forgettable. The Michael McDowell story.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those things that's so forgettable that I just remember it. for some
Yeah, he just did odd
Do you
starts.
realize that
He did.
if it wasn't for his Texas wreck, like no one would really know his name?
That's true.
He won.
So what?
He won an Xfinity race.
The one wreck wonder. Oh my god, he won an Xfinity race.
Yeah, it was in it was
Road
that
America.
Road America race. Yeah, it was Road America.
It-
Cody, how do you not remember that?
Jeremy Clemens won at Road America.
not wrong.
Doesn't mean
That was just because Brandon Jones looped it.
just because first, yeah, they took each other out.
Oh yeah, he took
Oh,
it out,
Brandon
didn't he?
Jones, huh?
That was a good finish.
Shocker.
Imagine the most laps you've ever led in your career was 66 in 2011 in the
Imagine-
Nationwide Series.
Spending money so that Brandon Jones can race.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Oh my god.
Well,
You have Ryan Blaney. You have Matt Crafton, and then there's Brandon Jones.
Yeah, Ross Chastain.
Well, yeah. Why doesn't
totally
Menards get behind Ross Chastain? Just dump this kid.
What? Yeah.
Because they're too concerned with nepotism.
I don't think it's Menards. Is it Ream?
No, because Reem was with Bell.
No, it's Menards.
It's gotta be Menards. Menards is all over him. They were with him in the 33. They're with him in the 19.
The only reason Brandon Jones is in Joe Gibbs Racing Equipment is because Wood Brothers they don't have a Xfinity Series team, so Menards leached out to. That's why Menards isn't on Joe Gibbs Cup Series side. Is just because that's an Xfinity Series deal. Because if there was a Wood Brothers Xfinity team, then Brandon Jones would be there.
New chicane at the Roval. Caleb said a little bit about it because he wants people to crash into the wall.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, that gives it a
kinda
much
like-
better passing opportunity. Now.
That's what
I
I'm
kind of
thinking.
like the look of it.
Because it's less dangerous too. I mean, the old chicane was just a yeet central.
Yeah,
like
ate
you're
a
just
couple
throwing
cars
it in.
last year.
That's also another thing that's not going to be changed.
And
I
I,
mean,
have
yeah.
a feeling we're gonna see another Brad Keselowski type deal where someone's gonna misjudge the braking distance on cold tires on a restart and just come plowing into that.
I
chicane.
love the idea of a huge braking zone there, and I think we're definitely going to see some crashes end up in the painted zone on the track.
Oh yeah, like I can
Somebody's
totally.
gonna ass pack somebody
Oh,
else.
yeah.
For sure.
Run to the.
It's gonna be like one of the random back markers, like Rick Ware Racing just comes in and we like
Or Jimmy
Johnson.
Johnson.
Yeah, or Jimmy Johnson.
I'm kind of curious how it compares to scale with like the Watkins Glen chicane. Like it feels like it slows them down
Yeah,
more.
which I like.
But to like the size, I'm curious how much it relates to that.
Well, it's the Watkins Glen was kind of like the old Roval chicane, where there's basically one line through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Whereas this, that feels more
Yeah,
like
you can-
F1.
you
that,
can very
that feels
much
F1 to
this,
me.
yeah, this is more
It
like a
very much
Monza
does.
chicane. Like you can get on the inside of someone
Yeah.
and make a move, rather than just straight lining through the whole thing, because you can't straight line through that.
There's always going to be like this one thing that you have to give up. So like if you enter on the inside corner, you're going to be on the outside the rest of the chicane, or you can take the outside and then be on the inside for the rest of the chicane, and then the outside for turn 3. It's really unique, and I really like
I'm excited to see it in action. I hope it brings a little bit more to the Xfinity race, because we saw that at the Roval was kind of.
Yeah, if you somehow get stuck on the outside of the exit of the chicane.
Well, I can
then
see
you're
it
gonna
now.
have the
Just like
advantage.
Yeah, because then you're on the inside for the bank turn.
like final lap coming to that chicane, someone's going to try to outbrake the other.
Yeah, so
you
now
know,
you've
just to
got
try-
like 3 big passing zones on the track. I mean, you've got turn 1, you've got this thing, and you've got the chicane at the end, which I think is a lot better.
Are they going to actually have a wall? I don't have the map up. Is there going to be a wall?
turtles.
Turtles,
think
no
so.
wall. It's just
Yeah,
painted.
it'll
they miss
probably be
the corner-
turtles, and then it'll just be a painted runoff property.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they'll kind of hit a little jump and then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like if something happens and you miss it,
They might have another stop zone like they do for the front stretch one. I don't know.
It's probably
That's up to
destroy
them.
their suspension too if they hit those turtles at speed.
you just get my flip in for the. I'll be happy.
Yeah, they're gonna be a blowover spot.
Yeah.
Blow over.
10 out of 10 race.
Yeah, 10 race.
All right,
Let's just look. Races with blowovers have been 10 out of 10. Every other
I
race, 0 out of 10.
oh my gosh.
I hope the turtle curbs launch a car right into the stand.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's happened in
Okay.
Formula 3.
Demonetized.
Well, if you saw that like rendering, there's a tunnel right there. So what if they hit the turtle, like land in somebody's hood and go flip
I mean,
down
the
into the
tunnel was
infield?
there
Have you seen the
before.
actual pictures? They have actual pictures of this.
Of the new chicane?
Yeah, it's
It's like a render. It's a
Yeah.
It's a
no.
Photoshop.
There's actual.
Have they built the thing?
I'll link them.
I don't think they've built it. Dude.
That was the most realistic render I've ever seen in my entire life. Yeah, look, it's on NASCAR.com.
Oh yeah, no,
It's
here I have
real.
it. They actually did build it.
They built it.
There you go.
Look at it. Yeah.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why wouldn't it be
so it's
real?
done.
Yeah, it's already done.
That's
I don't
good.
know.
I like
feel
that.
It looks kind of. I don't know.
I think it's because of the bright, freshly painted colors that make it look.
Yeah, with
The
like
Coda paint.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Coda
it reminds me of
colors.
Circuit of the Americas.
or Paul Ricard, just painted stuff everywhere. I don't even. We're not even going to talk about. If you thought we were going to talk about the F1 race, there's nothing to talk about.
Nothing for it this week. Try again next week.
Ricardo got a 10-second penalty,
yeah.
which was kind of his fault
There's
because
no
he passed off the track.
on the inside.
But yeah,
He sacrificed himself for a good race. That's all he did.
Yeah, he literally did. He put himself up for the killing.
the director totally missed that.
Get
Too.
order.
Or something.
What's what?
On the exit of that chicane, they could go tumbling right down into that tunnel.
Yeah, are they going
That's
to
what I was
jump the
saying.
catch fence?
That's where the blowover will land.
There is no catch fence. It's just the
Well,
wall
not
right
yet.
there.
They're
That's
probably
what I
going
was
to put up
saying.
a fence. It's NASCAR.
I don't know.
I mean, real talk. How often do you see a car get into the catch fence, or at least at that height on a road course?
No, there's catch fence behind the Bank of America. So.
Yeah, no, we're talking about the other side.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, that's actually kind of a dangerous spot. If they get up over those turtles and get airborne, they could flip
I'm thinking-
over that little
That's
wall
what
right
I was
there.
saying. That's
Just
what I was
right down,
saying.
just right down into that
No,
road
but
by the
the
tunnel.
turtles are so far
there's,
away.
There's no way. Yeah.
I think the only
You do
They're
chance.
going fast though. They're going fast.
They have to be at like a 60
Yeah,
degree.
No, but they're slowing down
What if
for
your
that
brake,
chicane.
okay, what if your brakes fail? You
Oh,
try to
okay,
turn
well,
in,
if
you
you're-
hit those things, and then bam, you're over the fence.
Bubba Wallace is doing a qualifying lap. He
Yeah, it would be him too. It really would be.
Dude,
him.
oh my god, would you die from that? Like if you
Or-
just completely flip and then you
You might
Tunnel.
not. Anybody driving on that road down
Or
there
they're
might,
too wide coming out of the chicane, and it's that little rare every now and then where the stock cars touch. One of them goes.
That's what I'm
launching
thinking. I'm
into the
thinking
air.
the only opportunity for someone to get over that wall is if someone
it's like an Austin Dillon flip.
no,
like from
if someone
2015.
wheel launches. If the bodywork breaks down behind someone's front wheel and they like wheel launch like open wheel style
No,
and
what I'm
hop up
thinking
over
is
it.
like someone gets turned and then they hit like another car hits it at such an angle. It's like Denny Hamlin to Austin Dillon and it just launches the car upside down. You know what I'm
Yeah, no, I
think
see.
they have to build a fence though.
They will. I think
have
they
to-
will. I absolutely think they will.
They
I think they're probably going to
They
use it as
better not.
advertising space.
Otherwise, I'm
honestly.
not watching.
If there's a car that doesn't land in the tunnel, I'm not watching
Yeah,
NASCAR.
no,
This car is.
it's a
this
bad
track is too
race.
safe. Dislike.
NASCAR will die.
All right, last
Just imagine the carnage.
last talking point. Natalie Decker and N29.
Decker, I hardly know her.
How long until she's done? How much time you
It
give
should
her?
have been over already. It should already
Yeah.
be over. It should have been over after the first, like,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Natalie
8 races
Decker's-
maybe?
Todd Gillen's gonna get booted from KBM and replace her in the 4. There you go.
It's an absolute rush job, and they're hurting themselves in the long run, and they're not even getting any kind of results anyway. So if it even lasts to the end of the season, it'll be over.
Yeah, I mean, she obviously needs laps, needs experience, but when you wreck out early or midway through the race, you're not getting the laps or experience. So she's setting herself up for an early exit, unfortunately.
Here's a fun stat for you guys. Natalie Decker accounts for 5 of the 7 crash DNFs and 0 of the 11 lead lap finishes by DGR Crossley this season.
Big F.
Oh my
Stats
god.
speak for themselves, man. That's money that could be going to somebody like Ross Chastain.
You right.
Baloney.
Hey, at N29, you want to fund my melon boy over here? Real quick.
Yeah.
Well, to
Man.
give her credit, she does seem to be good with the fans. She takes time with all the fans. Takes
I mean, she's
selfies
got a
with
lot
all
of
the
time
fans.
because she's not finishing the races.
That's right. But also true.
Got him.
And on that roast, I think we're going to bring episode 0 to an end.
Yeah. Natalie Decker hasn't shown me anything.
Thank you so much to everyone who's made it to this point and listened to the whole episode. I mean, even if you scrub through it, just thank you for taking the time to give this a chance. Please, I know I said at the start, I'm going to say it again, leave feedback. We're trying to make this show great, And I want to know what you guys liked about it, what you guys didn't like about it. And we're looking to move this thing on forward. I mean, hopefully if we get enough positive feedback, we'll have a few more test episodes, maybe some public YouTube ones, and then we're going to try and get this stuff onto actual podcasting platforms, so you'll be able to get it on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all of that fun stuff. And maybe turn this into a weekly show. That's kind of the goal here. I would love for that to happen, but of course, I need your feedback. So please let me know. Like, dislike, comment, at me on Twitter. I don't care, as long as you let me know somehow what's good, what's bad, what works, what doesn't. Thanks for listening, and hopefully I'm going to see you guys next week for Outlap episode 0.1, I guess.